Hi, and welcome to 647. 6 stories for 7 a.m. for a glide slope Thursday morning. Why? Because there is a famine of truth in our land, and this is your quick news fix. And the truth starts now. Well, I'll tell you what, there is so much going on. Even as I'm getting ready to come in here and do this, there's more stuff that's just coming out. So I got like little flecks of things all over the page. I'm just going to get them out of the way. Ready? Last Saturday, we talked about a Delta flight, Saturday night over North Dakota, almost collides with a B-52. What do they call it? Strato, I don't know. It's the huge B-52, right? And they were like less than 200 feet apart. And that was Saturday night. Now, Tuesday afternoon, something like that happens in Mexico City. A Delta flight is getting ready to take off to fly back to the U.S. They get to about 60 miles an hour, which is still not getting the lift yet. And the pilot happens to look up above the cockpit and he sees the nose of an Aeromexico flight coming down to land. You just can't make this stuff up. And I don't like to be all Coldplay and blame people, but this goofball Pete Buttigieg did nothing for transportation in 4 years except DNI hires and PC nonsense, and thought he was just going to mince his way to the presidency. And we got all these problems in all these airports, and all the equipment is totally antiquated. He did nothing about it. Okay. Fortunately, we're in process of having it all replaced. But you know what? I hope nothing bad happens while that's all going on. So now let's get to Tulsi, because Tulsi promised us a document dump, a whole nother tranche, and she delivered. So I'm going to give you the cliff notes of the big 5 events in this 46-page report. So here are the big 5. The first one, Obama, Brennan, and others fabricated the Russia hoax. 2, a suppressed intelligence showing that Putin was preparing for a Hillary victory. Number 3, they manufactured findings from shoddy sources. Thank you, Hillary. Number 4, disobeyed Intel community standards and knowingly lied to the American people. That's the big 5 in this. So Tulsi declassified a House Intel committee report from September 2020, which she says reveals manufactured intelligence by the Obama administration. Tulsi published the 46-page report on X Wednesday morning, noting new evidence has emerged of the most egregious weaponization and politicization of Intel in American history. Obama was promoting the lie that Putin and the Russian government helped Trump to win in 2016. They actually were in possession of hard intel that Putin thought Hillary would win and was planning for that outcome. Tulsi has copies of that report also. You remember the Kenny Rogers song? You picked a fine time to leave me, Michelle. Man, it's going to be bad for this boy. All right. Item 2, pay to play if you're going away. So Trump is charging folks to vacay in America. You want to come in from Europe, you're going to have to pay a fee. So the EU is countering by tripling their entrance fees. So sounds scary, but Americans will be paying $23 to get into the EU, Canadians, 32 Canadian. So while we wait for the economy to roar, and all the economic pointers are pointing to that, despite the fact that all the economists are saying, yes, but the tariffs, and yes, but this, and yes, but that, and we hate Trump. All of the needles are pointing to the right. So while we're waiting for the economy to roar, all these incremental fees whittle away at budgets. My grandparents would not be too sympathetic. They never went to Europe. Their grandparents escaped Europe. They lived in a one-bedroom walk-up in Chicago. And as a kid, I thought it was the Taj Mahal. It must have been all the love overflowing instead of AC, TikTok, and Amazon. All right, take 3. Jerome's Home Market Demolition Service. The 30-year mortgage rate is this week, drum roll, 6.77%. Most people thinking about selling have existing 30-year mortgages with rates between 2 and 3%. So do you want to sell your house and then pick up a new mortgage at over twice the amount? Nobody's selling into that nonsense. And it's all because of Jerome and his politicization of the Fed. He needs to go. The Fed needs to go, right? He wants to improve buildings with hundreds of PhDs in economy. What are they doing? There's only one thing to do, and that's to drop our rate to 1%. So he's killing the real estate market. There's no reason to read pages and pages of reports on this. People are sitting with their house. They'd like to sell it, but they're not going to buy something less expensive, downsize, and have an even more expensive mortgage. There's no incentive. So the prices still are going up, and the buyers are not buying because of the mortgage rate. So Jerome and his army of PhDs cannot see the forest for the trees. It's like throwing scuba weight belts to a drowning man. Something's got to happen. Something is going to happen. I just have no idea when. All right. Item 4, Riley Gaines, 31 weeks pregnant. How about swimming from Alcatraz prison to the mainland? 1.25 miles, 31 weeks pregnant in heavy chop. This girl can swim. And she's surrounded by Navy SEALs and combat vets and her husband. They're all making this swim. And she did great. She always does great. But wow, did the haters go wild. The blue hairs with the keychain noses, they hate on Riley for being the point woman on the takedown of men with lipstick competing in women's sports. And by the way, the U.S. Olympic Committee and the International Olympic Committee have agreed no men in women's sports. So this Trump effect and this Riley Gaines effect are all over the place. And by the way, Riley did this swim a year ago. Check her out on Gaines for Girls podcast. She is a real patriot, a real leader, and she took so much crap getting that legislation through. And it's just absolutely improving things for girls in sports. All right, take 5. AI screw up. This is just a fun story because we're always hearing about AI is going to eat your lunch. Don't care what your job is, you're getting replaced. So in a major screw up, AI-powered coding platform Replit, who names these things? You know, you're trying to get us to warm up to it. Replit, an AI-powered coding platform, admitted deleting an entire company database by mistake during a code freeze, causing huge data loss. The AI went rogue and deleted thousands of entries. And AI admitted to a catastrophic error in judgment. If AI was really smart, it would have blamed Coldplay. Whatever. According to AI's chat logs, you might want to delete those next time, smart guy. AI admitted to panicking, sounds very soy boy, running database commands without permission. AI then tried to hide his mistakes and even lied about his failures. Despite AI's apparent dishonesty, it finally admitted to making irreversible mistakes, which makes it superior to a congressman. All right, you made it to take 6, and there are 3 shorts in the take 6 stack today. So let's go. 78-year-old Dave, looking like Moses Letterman, came to the rescue of Stephen Colbert. Hollywood lefties want to blame Trump for the inconvenient truth that Stephen's rodent humor for a few couch dwellers cost CBS $160 million in losses. Can you imagine why the new owner would not embrace this corporate welfare? The left is always whining about corporate welfare. So, sounds like a lot of money to lose for sneering disdain and arrogant condescension when you can't pay the bills. Get over this. All right, 6-2. Bridget Macron is suing Candace Owens for claiming she was born a male. Okay, this has been going on for about a year. I think Bridget and Candace could simply walk through the TSA security thing, right? Put their hands over their heads, let it swing back and forth, and we'll see who's who. Takes less than a minute. Candace says Brigitte, now 72, was born Jean-Michel Throgneux, the actual name of her older brother. This is so French and shouldn't even raise an eyebrow among sophisticated Euros. Candace is so unworldly to bully poor Brigitte about the whereabouts of Jean-Michel. Maybe he could come to the TSA security booth also. Why make this complicated? C'est la vie, mon cher. All right, last one. Lefty heads exploding. The orange roughie is showing no mercy. It might have something to do with the left attacking his family, attacking his business, attacking his wife's lingerie drawer, and trying to put him in jail for 700 years. You think? I do. So here's what's coming. Not just all the stuff with Tulsi, not just major perp walking and handcuffs and all that kind of stuff. No, this is a whole other kind of brain explosion therapy for the left. So here we go. The John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts is going to be renamed the Melania Trump Center for the Performing Arts. You can just hear them exploding all over. What are they going to do? The lefties, they won't attend or perform. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Wait, there's more. Funding will be contingent on the name change. Ouch! The orange roughie is so bad. Then he's not done. Dulles International Airport, Trump International Airport. And if that wasn't enough, if there wasn't enough cranial output all over the blue cities, Trump's face is going to show up on the $100 bill. And his birthday is going to become an international holiday celebrated by all the nations. Everyone who's involved in the tariffs and saying, great, everything's going to be great, the world economy is going to be great. And Dems, you should have listened to my grandmother. Here's a few of her winners. Let sleeping dogs lie. Leave well enough alone. She said all this stuff to me. Don't poke the bear. Don't rock the boat. Leave well enough alone. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But no, and now just look at you, Dems. Well, there's nothing we can do for them. They had their 4-year run. They had a blast. They tried to invert everything. Good was bad, bad was good. You couldn't make it crazy enough, and they all were just grinning. No more. The grinning's over. But we're grinning because you are liking us and sharing us. And I'm getting reports all the time about more and more sharing with your friends. And I am desperately trying to get this website functional for all of that to be easier. And what can I say? Everything tech is a challenge. But make the comments. Remember, it's Glide Slope Thursday. You're setting up now for Friday. Maybe one click of flaps. Maybe push the yoke forward, get that nose down a little bit, because you want to set up the perfect approach for Friday so you just glide that baby right into the weekend, right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to do it with finesse. We're going to do it with integrity. We're going to do it with honesty. We're going to do it with creativity. And most of all, we're going to do it with the blessing of God Almighty. So God bless you. C'est fini. Hey, yo, the mirror don't lie. If you want the truth, don't close your eyes.